Hello and welcome to the Classical Now. I'm Will Fraser and I'm sitting in the Imperial Theatre in Windsor, Nova Scotia. Tonight I'm joined by the viola player Megan Bain. Megan, it's lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Now, a lot of people know what a violin is and they know what a cello is, but they might not know what a viola is. What is it?
Well, a
We have one
viola
right here.
is this. It's just a larger violin, really. It's got the same, but it has the same string tones as a cello.
And so what does this mean in terms of the tone?
Well, it actually means that when a viola plays, it's more earthly. It's a more of a, I guess, a human voice singing. And when you hear a violin, it's a little more angelic and sort of higher.
So higher up.
Yeah. So this is, I find that this imitates the human voice a lot better.
And can you tell us about this particular instrument? There's a story behind this viola, isn't there?
Yeah, well, this viola is my grandmother's viola.
So you're from a family of viola players?
Yeah. And this was her favorite viola. She had two. One of them was smaller, and this one was bigger, and this one had the better sound.
So this is even bigger than, like, are there violas which are bigger than this one?
Yeah, violas come in different sizes.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is a fairly large one. And then you can see that the viola has cracks on it, and that's because the varnish is really soft, and whenever it gets too warm, it sort of melts.
How old is it?
It was made in 1925 by a maker named Vitali.
Is it harder to play? Like, can you play as many notes as quick as you can on the violin?
You really can't play as fast or as virtuosic on the viola as you can on the violin, just because of its size.
But do you think that makes it maybe a more soulful instrument?
Well, yeah, because you're dealing more with tone than virtuosic sort of arpeggios or scales and stuff. Yeah.
Some people say that it's better to play fewer notes, to have music which is less busy. Do you think that's true?
Well, it depends what you're after, I guess. I think a virtuosic violin is fun to listen to. It's exciting. The viola's a little more mellow, maybe, and maybe a little more thoughtful.
Have you ever been at a point in your life when you've done a lot of practice, like all day long practice, got up, practiced, then gone to bed?
Yeah. When I was at music school, I was putting in some pretty, like 8-hour days of practicing. And yeah, I did find that the mental practice that I could do was just as effective in combination with some real physical practice.
Now, what is mental practice?
Thinking about it in a concentrated way.
And if you
could look at a score.
Okay, now if you look at a score without playing it, can you hear it in your head? And
if I know the tune, definitely. If I don't know the tune, I can sort of pick it out. But definitely, you can read the rhythms and you know, sort of. Yeah, some people I'm sure can just look at music and hear it in their head. That's a real talent.
Yeah, I wish. Do you ever practice your hands separately, like just the left hand or just the right hand?
Yeah, it's really good to separate them, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes the right hand will do something to compensate for something that the left hand is doing badly. So it's nice to just separate them.
Is it possible, like, can you get your right hand to do what your left hand does? Or vice versa?
Well, it's a funny question because I know how to play and my brain knows how to play, but this is such a different movement from like the bowing. So my left hand really understands how to do the fingering, and my right hand knows how to bow. But when I switch them, I'm a beginner all over again.
Do you want to demonstrate? Do you want to try it?
Yeah. It's not going to sound good.
Okay.
Yeah. But
we've heard you playing properly, so we're not going to confuse
that's
this
good.
with your real persona.
So I know how to play in my head, but this hand doesn't really know how to finger, and this hand doesn't know how to bow. So I'm going to have to play something really easy.
Okay.
How about Twinkle Twinkle? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's quite a difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Between, would you be able to play that the right way round? Do you think?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Let's see, just in case.
Just in case people just
tune in and think that. Do you think Bach would have approved of the fact that you're playing an arrangement of his music?
I think he would have. When he was alive, he was arranging his own music for different instruments. So I mean, I think using cello music and playing it on the viola, he would have loved that, I think.
Are there any like of the violin sonatas, maybe not the ones you're playing on the show, but are any of the other ones actually arranged by him for other instruments?
Yeah, I believe one of them is arranged for organ.
That's the D minor. Is it D minor? Or it's D minor on the organ. Would it be in the same key on the violin?
Geez, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't play the organ.
Right. Well, you should.
Yeah, but and I know other people have arranged like his chaconne for piano.
And the chaconne is the very famous
The violin
Bach
Bach chaconne. Yeah.
And is that sort of like the north face of the Eiger or whatever in violin terms?
Yeah, it's the one that every violinist needs to learn and play really well.
And do you play it?
I did play it, yeah, when I was playing the violin.
Would you play it on the viola, for instance?
I've heard a really good violist play the Bach chaconne on the viola, and she really pulled it off well. And it's a long-term goal for me. I think it's something like 15 or 20 minutes long of Bach, and it's intense, but.
You're playing another piece by Bach. This is the prelude, which was originally written for the cello. It's a very different piece. It's much more sort of, it's faster, it flows along.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of repetition in it.
Yeah, well, the prelude is, it's a lot of echoes.
So what is an echo?
An echo is like a loud here, soft there.
Is it the same thing repeated?
It is the same thing repeated twice.
Okay, so you just do it again, but softer.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess when I first started playing it, I felt like I was on top of a mountain. And I would play one sort of phrase, and then it would be repeated back to me, but a little quieter.
Is that something which happens in a lot of music written at the time Bach was writing in the sort of early 18th century?
Yeah, there are a lot of echoes like that. It pops up everywhere.
What other composers would there? Would Vivaldi
Mozart did that.
Mozart? Okay.
Vivaldi did that, and just about everyone does it, really.
So it was in fashion at the time to write that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Megan, it's been lovely having you on the show. Thank you very much for joining me tonight.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching. I'm Will Fraser, and remember, the future of classical music is now. Good night.